Hello guys, once again welcome back to another Android app development tutorial. In this video we are going to learn about how to use the text-to-speech API in your Android Studio project. We can begin with a new Android Studio project. So here our application is created. So first we can create the user interface for the application. So here I place an edit text and a button. So we can enter some message through this edit text. So here the edit text with ID speech text. Now we can specify an on-click method for the button. Now implement this method in the class file. So before going to use that API engine, we have to check whether that particular API engine is available on this device or not. So that is the first action. For that, here I am going to create some integer variable. This is a final integer variable. I name it as TTS engine request. Initialize with some value. So now here I am going to use an indent to check whether this API is available or not. So check indent. Now specify an action for it. Action is engine node check TTS data. Now start activity for result. Pass the indent. Second parameter is the request code. So we will get the result on the onActivity result method. So here we can check whether the API is available or not. So if the request code is our request code, now we can check the result. If result code is text-to-speech dot engine dot voice data pass, that means API is available. If the API is not available, we have to download that particular engine. So here we are going to perform the download operation using an indent. So I create the indent called install indent. Now specify an action for this indent. Text-to-speech dot engine dot install TTS data. Now start activity. So this will install this API if it is not available. So and if the API is available, we can perform the speech operation. So create some variables for text to speech. Now we can initialize that variable. So text to speech equal to new text to speech. Here you need to pass two parameters. First one is the context. Second parameter is an init listener. So here I specify this as init listener. So we have to implement this interface in this class. On init listener, implement the needed method. So if the when the engine status successfully, this method will be invoked. So here we can check the status. If status is text-to-speech.success, that means the API engine status successfully. Otherwise, we can inform the user it is failed. Text-to-speech engine failed. Okay, so if the status is okay, we can set the language. Here I'm going to set the language into local.us. So now we have to check whether the language is available or not, it is supported or not. So if the language status dot equal to text to speech dot language missing data, or language status is equal to text to speech language not available, not supported, in that case also we can inform the user this particular language is not supported by this API. So language is not supported. Otherwise we can perform the speech. So we have to get the message from the edit text. So first create variable for the edit text. I name it as text for speech. Now initialize that edit text. Okay, so first we can get the message from the user. Text for speech dot get data to string. Okay, now we can perform the speech operation. So text to speech and call the speak method. First parameter is the data, second parameter is the queue mode, and final parameter is an unique ID for this request. So we can simply pass null for it. Now save the status into a variable called the speech status. Now check the status. If speech status equal to text to speech dot error, in that case inform the user. Error while speech. So now we can test our application. So I run the project. Now the project available on this virtual device. So here I'm going to type some message. So here I put some message. Now I'm going to perform speech.
Hello Pradesh, how are you?
So this is how we use the text to speech API in our Android Studio project. I hope you understand the concept. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.